Hey TVzers, it's Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're just gonna rant and talk because it's been on my mind and I feel like a lot of girls struggle with this. And if you read the title, it's obviously talking about how girls can be crazy and how we can get over it, basically. So where do we start off? Let's start off with my experiences with being crazy and how it never worked out for me, because at the end of the day, there's no point in being crazy, because once you realize that you can't control other people, that's when you'll have more peace with yourself. So my very first relationship, very first everything, I was one crazy ass bitch. And I didn't learn and I didn't realize that it didn't do anything for me until after him and I broke up. Wish him the best. Him and I are on good terms, no bad blood at all, because you live and you learn and you forgive and you don't forget, because obviously people come into your life as a blessing or a blessing or a lesson. And you kind of just realize that after the fact and after you guys have moved past and matured as individuals. So my biggest thing that I learned with being crazy is it just adds on to your plate. It just messes up your mind even more. And being crazy just leads to more overthinking, and overthinking equals making you crazy. And how do I even put it? Like, how I was in that relationship, I just tried to control everything. Like, if I wasn't in control, I went crazy and I was like, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just trust issues. There was a bunch of trust issues and there was just a bunch of immaturity. And I learned a lot from that relationship, and I would never regret that relationship one bit, because I've learned and I've grown to the person I am today. And I appreciate myself. I appreciate the person I am today, because I realized just recently that I'm pretty selfish when it comes to my peace and like me being peaceful within myself. Excuse my language, but I don't give a fuck. That's my motto. I don't give a fuck. Like, if it doesn't benefit me and if it's stressing me out, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're stressing me out, and I feel like people make too many excuses for other people's actions when you should when you should just choose yourself at the end of the day. Choose yourself every single time. So even though I haven't been in a lot of successful relationships, so maybe you guys wouldn't want to listen to my advice when it comes to that, but like, the reason why I haven't been in successful relationships is because I tend to leave situations when it's not benefiting me, and I leave. The reason why I haven't been in relationships as of recently, well, I went through this phase where I was just like really looking for a relationship. I was too focused on being in a relationship rather than emotionally being present with someone. Like, I just wanted the title of a relationship for the longest time, and I grew out of that. And now when I like get into situationships that I don't see benefiting me in the future, I kind of leave. I piece the fuck out. I'm like, oh, you're showing signs of inconsistency. Oh, you're showing signs that you only tried in the beginning and now you're not trying. I don't deserve that, because I came to the realization that I deserve a lot more than a lot of the people that I've talked to. I deserve a lot more, and I leave situations before they get too deep, because once it's too deep, that's when a bunch of toxic shit happens. So I don't even have an organized list for this, but I'm just talking because personally I like listening to this stuff. But I think the biggest thing you have to realize that being crazy and trying to control somebody's actions only pushes them away even more. The only person, you have to come to this realization, the only person you can fully control, you can control in general, is yourself. And once you try to control anybody else and like use different things to like control other people, that just ends up being manipulation. Like, nobody wants to be manipulated. Nobody wants to be around an energy that wants to control every single thing that they do. Because if you think about it, people are gonna do what they want to do. No matter what you say or do, no matter how crazy you are, you might as well save your energy for yourself. Like, you can exert your energy towards bettering yourself and bettering and learning something new, rather than trying to control a person that you have no control over. No matter how hard you try, people are gonna do what they want to do. And everything happens for a reason. Like, I feel like how I see things is a lot of things are already planned out. Like, our destiny is already written out, and you shouldn't stress over anything because it's already written out. Like, everything's gonna happen the way it's meant to happen. And with girls that are crazy and controlling and like jealousy was my biggest flaw. Like, being jealous just ruined my day all the time. And I'm not perfect now. Like, of course I still overthink, but you have to pick and choose your battles. Like, there's a difference between assuming something is happening compared to asking and wondering if something's happened. Like, there's different approaches that you can go about certain things, because you shouldn't bottle your feelings up. Like, if you're feeling some type of way, ask, but don't assume. Like, you have to just come about situations with an open mind, and like, you just can't jump to conclusion, because jumping to conclusion leads to fighting and arguments that didn't even need to happen. And making assumptions about somebody's actions when it's not true at all, before they even explain to you about anything, just ruins the whole thing. Like, it just ruins everything. And like, trust me, I know. And especially if it's a new relationship, don't, especially if it's like a new connection, like you're just talking to someone, how do I say this? Just don't give a fuck. Like, stop worrying about them and do your own shit. Because if you're too focused on another person, you're gonna be consumed and you're gonna start revolving your life around their schedule rather than focusing on yourself. Because I feel like the biggest flaw with relationships, even though I haven't been in a lot of relationships, is people tend to forget that they're individuals. Once you establish that you are your own person and your partner is their own person, and you're focused on what you control yourself and not focused on controlling others, I feel like that's when you have the most peace in a relationship. At least I feel like controlling and like overthinking about what a person's doing, I'm a big believer of everything you do in the dark comes to light. Trust me, it does. I've lived and I've learned from my own mistakes. I'm not perfect. I've learned from my past and all of that. Everything you do in the dark comes to light, and you kind of just have to trust that. You have to trust that the truth will always be revealed to you no matter what. Because karma is a real ass bitch. Karma is real. I'm telling you now, karma is real. And I feel like this is me coming from a person that's been hurt before. I'm not the type of person to treat a new person that comes into my life as if they were the last person that hurt me. You know, like, I would never apply that anger from the past person to a new person, because they're two different people. Like, don't do that, because that's just gonna ruin the connection you guys have, because it's a fresh new connection, by bringing in the baggage that you had in the past. Like, that's the worst thing you can do, bringing up your past and applying it to a new person that didn't do shit to you, and they don't deserve that. You have to, I feel like so many people lack empathy. Like, things you want, like, treat people how you want to be treated. Do you want your partner to try to control you? If not, then don't try to control them. Do you want your partner to treat you like they don't trust you and they keep assuming and like questioning you? No, you don't. So why are you doing that to them? Like, you have to empathize with everything that you do, because a lot of people go through their own shit. A lot of people have their own lives. And the fact that some people do try to control how somebody should feel is probably the ugliest thing you can do. And at the end of the day, you have to learn to mind your business. At the end of the day, just mind your damn business. Because you're just going to get hurt trying to snoop. You're just going to get hurt. And you're going to start releasing energy and vibes that you didn't mean to. And then things are going to manifest into things that you didn't mean to, because you're exerting bad energy. I believe if you exert positivity, you will attract positivity. If you exert negativity, you'll attract negativity. And if you rely on, I don't know how to explain it. If you're overthinking and you feel some type of way about a person, never assume, because it'll stress you out. But if you're with a person and they're not willing to listen to how you feel, you should just leave that bitch, because you don't deserve that. But you also have to come about certain conversations with a person in a certain way, because sometimes people take it offensively. Just don't assume stuff. At the end of the day, mind your damn business. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next video. I don't know. We'll see what I come up with. Comment, like, subscribe, notification, post notifications on.